Reviews before bed. Actually, I was about to take a bath. I'm really tired. Take a bath and go to sleep. But before I do, I wanted to quickly review these two Milton Lloyd fragrances because I ordered them and I just, like so many other perfumes and fragrances, I just don't get around to reviewing them. Anyways, so I got the Milton Lloyd Color Me Purple and the Milton Lloyd Color Me Sky Blue. And I'm hoping I got real ones because I've heard people describe their atomizers as being like aerosol cans where where you spray, you hit the button and it just keeps spraying. But these have normal atomizers. So this one I think I overpaid for. I was on Amazon and I've seen Milton Lloyd fragrances and I just always like pass over them. But this time I decided to look up Milton Lloyd fragrances and then I became interested because Milton Lloyd has loads of fragrances. Fragrantica has a long list of them. I think all or many or most, I don't know, a lot of the Milton Lloyd fragrances are meant to be dupes of a particular fragrance or popular fragrance or even a combination of popular fragrances is what it looks like to me. This purple one, a lot of people compare to the Coco Mademoiselle, which I can see the comparison. It's not some like exact dupe or anything, but I definitely see the comparison. And this one came in this cardboard box. So I think I overpaid for this one. I think I paid like 13 bucks for this one. It's the smaller size, um the 1.7 fluid ounces. It's got the little description on the side there, and you see all this. Anyway, this larger Color Me Sky Blue came in a hard plastic case, but it is the larger size. So um, I love the colors that they choose, the actual tones of the colors of their bottles. Like that's so pretty, and the purple is so pretty. So back to the Color Me Purple. I chose this one because I like the description of it, and also this is one of the ones in the Color Me line that people voted for having more longevity and sillage, and it does. This lasts a 2 or 3 hours. It projects and will last, noticeably on your clothes and skin for like, 5 or 6 hours. Definitely, if you live in a house, with not a lot of other fragrance or anything going on, I'm sure you could pick up your sweater or coat the next day and smell it on there. But some people vote the two that I have, as like really long lasting, like powerhouses, and I wouldn't go that far. But you certainly do get your money's worth considering the price. Also, in case you're interested, I notice if you look on the Milton Lloyd website, they invite anyone to be sellers of their fragrances. And after I read that, I did notice on TikTok that there's quite a few people selling. So I guess they give you a good price. You buy like in bulk and then you sell on your own. I'm guessing is how it works. But it seems to be like a simple process to sign up to be a Milton Lloyd seller. If y'all entrepreneur people out there are interested, you could do that. Anyway, so, but before I even look at Show Fragrantica and look at the notes, let me just tell you, when I smelled this, I do like it. It's not like my favorite in the whole wide world, but I do like it. And it kind of reminded me of a combo of two other affordable fragrances. One of them being the Angaro for Her, which if you happen to see this for 10 bucks, 9.99 or whatever, I would suggest picking this up. Now this has some good projection and longevity, especially when you get this little size for like 9.99 or something. I think I got this some time ago, like it's been a couple years now, like at Burlington, and I do like this one. Now, the Color Me Purple does not smell exactly like this. There's just something reminiscent. Like this is almondy, fruity, woody, whereas the Color Me Purple is not almondy. But if you were to combine that Ungaro for Her with Jordache Quinn, which I know not everybody will like Jordache Quinn, I've already reviewed it. I happen to really enjoy it. In fact, it doesn't look like there's a lot gone, but considering how many fragrances I have, which is boatloads, just like a lot, that's actually a good bit taken out considering that. So it's almost like, if, to me, if you were to combine these two, if you know what these smell like, it kind of has that kind of vibe, in my opinion. Now these Milton Lloyds will smell like alcohol-y when you first spray them, but the alcohol burns off, dissipates quickly. I did my white fingernail polish. I want to put white and gold though. I know I sidetracked. So yeah, I think I told you the price, and that's such a pretty purple. Um, these are the only two I've tried so far, but I'm interested in trying more. Specifically, there is one, I can't think of the name of it, but there's one that people say smells a lot like it's a good cheap dupe of the original Poison by Dior, which I remember that original vividly because my aunt used to have it on her dresser and I would occasionally get into it. Um, so that's not this. That's some other Milton Lloyd. It begins with a C, but I can't think of the name of it. But it's on the list on Fragrantica if you want to look into it. So let's look at the notes. So I do get this accord breakdown. It is rather ozonic and aquatic in a sense. It's not super aquatic, but when you first spray it, it is light in the air, light and fresh in the air, even though it has that really um, heavy bass notes to it. Like it is patchouli and earthy as well, which I like. And I'm usually pretty picky about powderiness, but this is slightly powdery, and I do like mossy, and it is got a little bit of spiciness to it. Now this isn't ultra powdery, but it is just some, and like lately I've been really enjoying the note of violet. So just looking at the votes on Fragrantica. Now, a lot of people say they cannot smell the watermelon, but it is fruity at first, and I smell the watermelon, and it's not watermelon heavy like straight watermelon, but it's watermelon in the sense of that watery, ozonic type opening. It definitely has a hint of that effect, like in the opening, aside from, of course, the alcohol burst, which quickly goes away. So I get these notes that that violet's giving it a little powderiness. It's not ultra rose, but that rose is in there. I definitely get the patchouli mossiness to this and the jasmine. And you see it has good votes for longevity and sillage. Gender votes. And people make these comparisons. I have Hugo Boss Woman and Woman Extreme, and this does not smell like those, in my opinion, because the Hugo Woman and Woman Extreme are most definitely uh, very noticeably tea fragrances, and I really enjoy them. This does not smell like those at all, in my opinion. Um, Maybe other than just like the Hugo Woman is like fruity, woody. That would be the only similarity. And you see that people vote for the Coco Mademoiselle. Now on to the Color Me Sky Blue. Don't let that blue fool you. This is not just like a beachy, like oceany blue. I love their color choices. This is just really pretty. This is not just like some kind of light citrusy fragrance. It does have citrus in it, um, but this is quite ambery. Also, this one came in this hard, translucent plastic casing. You can see it says like Color Me Sky Blue on there, and of course this was like around it. Again, the atomizer is like regular style atomizer. This is really pretty. People compare this to the Narcisa Rodriguez for her, and I can definitely see the comparison. Certainly not identical, but I definitely see the comparison. This has a bit of powderiness. This has warmth to it with amber, rose and amber, but it's also, I think I saw, this could be worn any time of year, although I think people often see the sky blue color and think just summer. But we also have beautiful blue skies in winter and fall too, and it definitely has the warmth for that. I think this is pretty versatile. Also, with the powderiness, this could be like an extremely, extremely distant cousin to like Double Diamond with the powdery, but Double Diamond is ultra powder. But like I said, it's not like the same, but it seems like they could be like fifth cousins or something because it is like floral and powdery too. Um, and what else did this remind me of? You see this and you think of something like light blue, like that citrusy, um, like Dolce Gabbana light blue, but that's maybe one of the flankers, which I have the Scentbird flanker. What is it, the Amber Sun or something? I never did finish it. I've got I think a Scentbird travel size of that one. But anyhow, this one only cost me like this full size bottle. I think this was like nine something, so this was a good deal. So if y'all have just a few dollars to spend, I would urge you to check out some of the Milton Lloyd fragrances. But go on Fragrantica, and because Fragrantica has many of the fragrances, Milton Lloyd fragrances listed, and read the reviews. See if you could find, if you happen to like a particular popular fragrance, see if there's a Milton Lloyd dupe, and then see what the reviews are saying. I've noticed that a lot of dupe type things are either hit or miss. I think we all notice that. Also, I notice, like I think I mentioned earlier, sometimes they'll do like this type of duping brand, I guess you could say. I'm not saying they don't do their own, but I think you know what I mean. Sometimes they will like take more than one popular fragrance and kind of blend it for their own thing. I've read some reviews on some of the Milton Lloyd fragrances like that, but this one is compared to the Narciso Rodriguez for her. So I feel like this is any time of year, day or night, because it's warm and powdery and floral, and it has longevity and it's got strength to it. But it's one of those ones that will be non offensive, and you might go nose blind to it, but other people will be smelling it, I believe. So there's your main accords, and like I said, this is a ambery and musky fragrance, and you do get the floral. The citrus is in there, but this is not. Again, you see that color and you think like the fragrance light blue. This is sky blue, not light blue. So light blue is very citrusy. This has got citrus, but it's not the main feature. It's like citrus ambery, but with rose and, you see the accords. That's accurate. And there's that freesia, maybe adding a little bit of spiciness to the powderiness and musk. And this is really pretty when you spray it. People say they don't smell the cherry, but I almost feel like it's not like a bold cherry or anything, but I do feel like I can detect like those fruit notes in this. I think it's well blended for an extremely affordable fragrance. You most definitely get the resins and amber, for sure. And there you go. Good votes for the longevity and sillage. And you see these comparisons as I mentioned. And here's someone else making that comparison, but also talking about the atomizer. Like people, that's why I was like, did I get the real thing or did they just update the atomizers? Because my atomizer sprays like a normal atomizer on both these bottles. I think that's a cute review there. Now she's talking about summer, and you can most certainly wear it in the summer, but I really think this is anytime. So, in summary, Milton Lloyd has a lot of fragrances, and it's the Color Me line right now that seems to be trending. You can sell them. You could be a seller for them if you choose to. These aren't bad at all. For the price, these aren't bad at all, and I'm interested in trying out more Milton Lloyd fragrances. I may not do it right away, but I'm definitely interested in getting my hands on the one that is supposed to smell like the original Poison by Dior. And I just love the colors. For young people, or, I mean, whether you're counting your pennies or not, you can get it, but especially if you're on a budget, I would definitely suggest checking them out. However, I would suggest reading the reviews first because, as I mentioned before, it could be hit or miss. Um, And then don't just check reviews on one site. Kind of look around, because there have been times where most of the reviews I read on one site seem to end up being not accurate, and vice versa. Um, like the one time I glanced at these before, not these particular ones, I had looked at the pink one, I think, and I ended up not getting it because people said it was so fleeting. But I doubt it's as fleeting as they say. I think the pink one is the Lacoste dupe, but if these pique your interest, if they have the notes that you like, if you like the fragrances that they smell similar to, I would suggest, just shelling out just a few bucks to give it a try. And I'd love to hear your opinion if you already have tried Milton Lloyd. This It's pretty popular UK brand. Um, or when you do try it out, please let myself know and let others know so they can read your observations, your experience, your review, like in the comments. I appreciate it, and again, I love the colors. And as I said, these plastic tops, but glass bottles, and they probably make really nice gifts, especially for anybody, but especially like young people. So, not that these are necessarily specifically youthful fragrances, because these are these two that I have, or anybody can wear. This one would probably be the heavier, more mature version. I think this one even they're they're both could be unisex, both leaning feminine, but this one almost has just a hint of, it's not a masculine fragrance, but maybe just even a hint, that slightest hint of masculinity. Um, but it's definitely a female marketed fragrance. Anyhow, I will see y'all soon. Hope you're having a good day, a good night, good whenever you're watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.